I actually got a visitation from my angel 2 days ago. Today is the 27th, it's Monday, and I got the visitation on the 25th. It was early Saturday, about 12:20 a.m., and I have put some videos on my channel about a handful of those visitations, and I have talked about it. When this particular angel of mine comes, he makes his presence known by footsteps that can be recorded, and I have recorded, and I've presented it on my channel, one of the recordings. And as I reported, when this angel came, he started coming around 2013. And the first time he came was because I was going to be in a car accident. I didn't know. And he came to warn me about it, to get me aware of danger. And because of that, it made me alert. And since then, I've had I guess multiple visitations that were all with the same kind of way that this angel communicates to me, which is he will pace around. If it's trouble, the angel will pace around like a worried parent. I can hear his sandaled feet on the tile. And but since then, he went on to come for different reasons. A total of 3 reasons I found that the angel would come. First of all, he will come to warn me about danger to myself. Danger having to do with car accidents, close calls with lightning strikes, and a couple of times mechanical problems with my car that if I had not noticed would have cost me my life. And one of those I put on my channel as well, where unknown to me, a wire under my car when I was going to take a trip, 60 mile round trip, was actually loose, and it would have sparked into a fire if I hadn't noticed. But car accidents, danger, have been the first reasons he began to come. And then it moved on to situations that would be very traumatic for me, having to deal with persons trying to, first of all, we wage war not against flesh but against rulers and principalities. But there was about 3 separate times where individuals I didn't know had been moved by principalities to try to attack me for different reasons, and the angel would come. The angel would come that very day ahead of time, and I learned it was to kind of give me support, to help me to deal with the problem I would encounter. And it's like Father God sends his secret service to his child that is going to have some kind of problem to protect and to give support. And that's what I found. But then I also came to see that the angel would also come when I was going to do something that was important to God. And one of those things I shared was with when I was making my a video for Ken Paul Obiegi, the angel came. And then the other times was when I was making either video or songs. And this is what happened the last time. The angel came a couple days ago, and the reason the angel came was, I didn't know it at the time, but to write songs. Again, this whole situation with coronavirus has derailed me from, partly because the Lord had me deal with that prophetic dream that he gave me months before coronavirus, and to make it into the video with the interpretation. So it actually took me 2 months to make that video. And so I finally came the end of last week where I was finally at the place where I could get back to doing my songs, my next songs. Just writing the songs, doing the lyrics, and getting them brand new songs together. And I had a song already that I had in the works that I knew I was going to do. So this last Saturday early morning, I had been in bed, I had been asleep for a couple of hours when I was stirred from sleep, and I distinctly heard my angel. I heard the angel. First he took 2 steps, then 1. And I hadn't heard my angel for over a year. And it was good in a way because I hadn't had any life-threatening problems, although I did have a dangerous problem that I actually did get supernatural help from, and I actually made a video on it, and that happened in March, this last March, and I have not had the time to post that video, but I made the entire testimony about what happened to me. And in that one, an angel also was involved, but whether it was a heavenly angel or a human angel, I won't know. I will be sharing that in the next month or two when I can get to putting it together. But that had nothing to do with my angel that comes to me in the special manner that he makes himself known walking around. So the first time I have heard that angel since over a year. And so I was surprised because it's very distinct when he comes. It sounds just like a man about 200 pounds wearing sandals walking around. And he just took 3 steps. But it got me concerned because the majority time that he has come, it's been because of warning me of some kind of danger. And it just so happened that this last Saturday I was planning to go in my car to a post office I hadn't been to for a while. And it would be the first time I had been driving my car about 7 weeks, because I haven't even been really going out because of the situation here in Miami dealing with coronavirus. I've been pretty much stay at home the way to help the community in the way we're being told to do here in order to flatten the curve of the virus. So the fact that he came then, I became concerned that it had to do with my going out in my car. And then of course I also was concerned about the rest of my family members, although I have to say the angel has never come over any problems over my family members. It's only been problems about me, even though things have happened to my family in the time I have been here. The angel only comes when I'm in danger. So I said prayers for myself. I still said prayers for my family, all the same. Shortly after I heard the angel, I grabbed my recorder because I wanted to record right then, fresh. I wanted to record the day and time when the angel came. And when I was recording, I couldn't remember if it was the 25th or the 24th when I was in bed, because I can't see from my bed any kind of calendar. And since I'm holed up in here, I don't even really know the dates. I just knew that it was the week of the 20th. But I found myself, after recording about the angel, thinking about getting back to my songs, writing songs. And then I found myself desiring to write a song about something I really want to do, which I wanted to be able to evangelize. And it's difficult to evangelize now. You have to social distance. And when I was born again, which was about 9 years ago, I really didn't know how to share the gospel because I had been raised Catholic, and as a child in the Catholic school at the time, the priests gave the impression that it was only the priests who went out to evangelize. It was only the priests who shared the good news, which of course is robbing the people of what they're supposed to do. So I didn't know how to evangelize. And I really felt regrets about not growing up in a church that taught that. And then here I moved to Miami, and I moved into my parents' house after I lost my house due to my husband's death. And I found that our old neighborhood had become where the language is predominantly Spanish. So here I found that here I am, and I can't even communicate to evangelize, which has been very frustrating. And so I was just pouring this out, my heart out to the Lord about it. And I asked him if he could just give me a song that would make up for those years. And you know, I see now that that angel, in hindsight, I know now why the angel was here, because I actually had no time, no opportunity to leave my house this entire weekend to go to the post office I had planned. So it had nothing to do with the car accident. It had to do that the angel came to aid me to not only write the songs, but get caught up in my schedule of songs that had gotten derailed because of coronavirus, and also my obligation to share that prophetic dream that took so long for me to make the video. So I found that not only was I getting inspired to write a song about salvation, but even though I was clueless what I was going to do, it usually takes me, it can take me 1 or 2 weeks. I let it percolate. But I found that by the end of the day, I had completed the song, and all I had to do was tweak it. And not only that, then I went on to the song that I had on hold to then complete it. So I found that by last night I had completed both songs. I had the song about salvation that I had hoped to write, and I had caught up on my other song. So I was completely caught up, and I could see now that this song of salvation is an important song to the Lord. So that's why he sent the angel to be there for me. And I don't see the angel, but what happens when the angel comes to help me with something is that any hindrance that I have, it's removed. I shared how the angel came to help me sing low notes in my song, If I Belong to Jesus. And I had never sung that low. And the angel I heard the angel come, and that morning, I was following the leadership to get up, don't eat anything, go sing, and I was able to hit those low notes. So, in this case, the angel, when he aids me, he stays unseen, but he gives me the aid that I need to do whatever it is the Lord wants me to do on whatever assignment it is. So this is around the fourth or fifth time that the angel has come to help me to do something that God finds important. So I wanted to share it because, you know, it's not every day that you get angels coming to help you, or angels visiting, angels being there. But it's part of our Christian walk. I have had a person or two here saying, how are angels walking around? How are angels talking part of the Christian walk? Well, it's just evident that they don't read the Bible like they should, because the apostles have several examples where angels came and spoke with the apostles and helped the apostles out of problems or delivered messages from the Lord. So this is part of our Christian heritage. We they are encamped around us who fear God, and they are also assigned to us, as the passage with Apostle Peter, when he had gotten out of prison and he was knocking on the door, and they said, oh, it's just his angels. So you see, we have angels that are assigned to us. And in this particular case, for me, since 2013, I have had an angel who is assigned to me, who he doesn't ever show himself, but he makes, interestingly enough, he walks around and he can be recorded by audio. Any kind of audio device, if I happen to have it there or it's on, his footsteps are recordable, which is really amazing, and also evidence that the Bible, the things in the Bible, the beings of heaven, they're real. They're not figment of the imagination. They're real, because you cannot record a figment of the imagination. I also have the seer ability, where I will see the event in front of me take place, as in reality, before it takes place. That's another way I've been warned of danger by God the Father. But for some reason, he has assigned this angel to give me particular warnings, and perhaps so I can have this evidence to share with others, share my experiences with the angel to help build up the faith during these times when it is challenging. Worship is having difficulties, and there's a lot of anti-propaganda against even Christianity, the faith of Christianity. Well, I can sit here and I can tell you that I have experienced, and I regularly experience, the protection of angelic beings that the Father has assigned to me as my guardian angel. And it's absolutely 100% true. And it's interesting when it happens. It builds my own faith up, because if my faith has gotten weak in the time when the angel comes, it refreshes me that God the Father, Jesus Christ, has not changed their feeling about me whatsoever. They hear me, and when the next assignment comes that is important to God, he'll send that angel. Because see, there is a lot of warfare happening around us, trying to interfere with us doing what God wants us to do. Especially if you start dedicating yourself to do things for the Lord, you're going to get a lot of warfare. We're in the last days, and the principalities, they are getting more active, aggressive, and things are going to get darker in this world. It's just going to get worse, because that is how it goes in the book of Revelation. So I finished my songs. They're done, and I have this really amazing testimony to share. I just wanted to take the time to share this with you, and I hope that it builds your faith up, because it's true, and it's happening here in the United States. Because a lot of these testimonies that you hear, sometimes they're overseas, but it actually happened here in the middle of the epicenter of coronavirus now. That's what Miami has become. And still on assignment, Father God sent the angel at the time, exactly the time for me to get back to my songs, and with the aid of the angel, I have caught up, and I have finished a song I didn't even expect to write, but now I know, having done it, that it is important to the Father. It may be a few months before I actually put it on my channel because I've actually got a backlog of completed songs. But I didn't want to wait then to share about the angelic visitation that I got in order to help me and protect me while I am working on, and I worked on my latest songs. And to tip you off, when the songs, when I do have the songs published, especially the one of salvation, I'll just share that it starts with the word R, A-R-E. And the other song starts with the word daughters. So when they finally get posted up, I will reference back to this video, and so that you'll know which were the songs actually that the angel came to help me to do. And you'll see the salvation song that the angel actually helped me to write, because it can take me much longer to write a song. When I first start out writing a song, I just throw on paper, or I first start recording on the recorder, and it's this basic ideas, very basic, that is crude, but it's the stepping stones for me to build up on the song. And usually I let it percolate, but like I said, that's why I now know why the angel there, because he assisted me to go through the process many times faster than I did, not only on one song but two. So I had to share this. It's too amazing every time it happens. It doesn't get old. And even though the angel only took 3 steps, because sometimes he takes many steps, but it's when he takes many steps that I have to worry. When he starts pacing around like a nervous parent, then I have to worry, because then I know that that's accident. But when he's just come to aid me when there's no problem, and aid me to do a work of God, he doesn't walk that much, but he walks enough that I know he's there. I know he's there. So yeah, it really happened. Really happened, and it's amazing every time it happens. And a Christianity is not a fantasy. Everything in the Bible is 100% true, and this heritage that the Lord has given us and the way he watches over us, it's just a little glimpse into our eternity.